Hi, Joe Cerrone. Welcome to our weekly Zoom meeting for CAD 230 Introduction to Solidworks. In tonight's meeting, we'll be taking or at least releasing the midterm practice exam. And the midterm practice exam is geared towards passing the Certified SolidWorks Associate exam, which I will give you a voucher for at the end of the semester. And you can either take the CSWA or you can take my exam, either one. But what it comes down to is this is an excellent exam and it's an excellent credential because it demonstrates your abilities to do SolidWorks, and it gives you this industry cert that you can bring into a job application. The way that it works is that you'll create these basic models of these parts, and these are fairly simple. And I kind of want it to be that way for the midterm. When you take the CSWA, they are more complicated. They are bigger, more robust examples of the problems. But essentially, we will have this practice exam, and it's available this week. And there's also a practice exam using HonorLock. And so HonorLock is this proctoring software. And we're going to give the exam on March 29th. So the actual midterm exam will be released next week. And so students will need to take the multiple choice part of the midterm exam using HonorLock. There is a fee associated with that. Sorry about these dates. I'll fix these dates. But the test will be available for a week next week. And you'll need to take that exam, and you'll need a webcam to be able to take that exam. So to be able to take that exam, you'll need a webcam and your SolidWorks software. To take the practice exam, you can go to the content area, and then you can go to the midterm practice exam, which began today. And then you can download the practice exam. And so here's the midterm practice exam. And so you can download that. It's from last semester. And then open that. And so it's these same basic shapes. Study the end of chapter questions from chapters 1 through 7 for the multiple choice exam. And that's the part that's going to be using HonorLock. As much as I'd like to put the entire thing on HonorLock, it can be kind of glitchy. And so I need to verify identities, make sure people are who they say they are. And so you'll just be doing the multiple choice questions using HonorLock. You don't have to do the actual drawing exam for that. And here's how the exam looks. For the practice exam, you'll build these basic parts. And so given this dimension A, 3.3 inches by B, 2 inches, set the material as 2014 alloy. And you can verify the densities. They should be okay according to SolidWorks. I have sometimes come into a few minor glitches. And then what you do is you follow the directions here. Start with the origin in the same place. For this example, it doesn't really throw you off. Some of them, they will ask you specific questions as far as where the CG or center of gravity is, and that's relative to the origin. But as far as this goes, you just draw the parts up. And then once you have the parts drawn, you go and you calculate the mass properties. And so if we calculate this one out, it should be at 0.84 pounds. And I believe I opened that one up before the class. And so here's my example. And so if I look at how I created this, I started off with this sketch right here, with the origin right there. Make sure that your units are set to inches. Some of them are in millimeters. You may have to switch over the units or set them up in the beginning. And then you just create the part as shown. And then once you have that created, what you do is you have to set the material properties. And so this is 2014 alloy. If I didn't have anything here, what I would do is I would right click on it and I'd edit the material, and then I can choose a different material if I need to. But I'm just going to choose that 2014 alloy, apply it and close it. And then I'll go to the mass properties, and then I'll see what my mass properties are. And then I can compare that to what my calculation is. And so, yeah, we're right on with 0.084. It's a little blurry, but that's the way some of these PDFs convert. And then go on to do the next one. And the questions will ask you what the mass properties are. So that's basically the game. You need to calculate out the mass properties of that part by setting the materials for that. So that's the drawing portion of the midterm exam. The practice hands-on, the practice multiple choice exam is located under quizzes and exams. And then it's located here. This will be next week. I have to make sure that those dates are right. But we'll have the midterm practice exam. So we'll have that midterm practice exam right here. So here's what it looks like. It's available today. And the questions are basically the questions from the end of the chapters, or some of them are from the multiple choice questions from the different modules, specifically things like a coincident relation can constrain two lines to lie along the same path. And this would be false. And so you can go through and practice that exam. It would be very similar to the actual exam. So my recommendation would be to take it before you take the actual exam. Do you have to take it? No, it's a practice exam. You don't have to take it. I will go through and have it scored for you. It'll automatically score it, but it's for your own benefit. Other than that, next week we'll do the midterm. And so I'll release the midterm. The midterm will use Honor Lock. I'll just have a brief meeting at our normal Zoom time telling everybody that they have to take the exam. I will give you a week to do the exam, but you will need to take that exam, and it will need to be proctored for the multiple choice part. Other than that, that's basically it. I've gone through and been grading your materials. If you're looking to do more SolidWorks, I have released the next module, which is module 6. And module 6 deals with these part configurations. And so there's always more SolidWorks if you want it, with videos and all the other things that go along with the way we do the modules. Okay, that's our quick review. Let me go back to the main splash page here. So the way that this is going to roll out is that we spend a week doing the practice exam. I'll meet with you next week. I'll review any of the materials that people have questions on, and then we do the exam. And so study for it, take the practice exam, get a Honor Lock account. My recommendation is that you go with the unlimited testing for $11, because we'll be using this same service next week when we do the midterm exam, and we'll do it for the final exam as well. Okay, I'm going to stop this meeting and open things up for questions. Remember, if you do have any questions related to the course, you can always email or instant message. All right, I'll see you online next week.